Donovan Lewis, the shooter, shot within seconds, died. This police officer gets to retire with his pension. The officer responsible for shooting an unarmed Columbus man who was laying in bed has been allowed to retire. Watch so you can recall the incident.
We're gonna send that dog in.
That's 43D 9190.
Hands. Oh. He's got some in his hand. Some in his hand. Hands. Hands.
Let me see your right hand. Come like this.
Crawl out here. Crawl out. Hands behind your back. Call for a 24. Hands.
4310 started at 24.
Get your hand back. Stop resisting. He's pulling away.
104.
Yes.
We're on the 3.
Stomach.
Okay. You want me to go near that?
Yep.
Officer Richey Anderson looked and sounded really stupid, ducking down. I want to send those dogs in. And within a nanosecond shoots a man dead. This is so stupid. This is the best. This is training. This is stupidity. And it's death, destruction, maiming, waiting to happen. According to Atlanta Black Star, Columbus Police Department has stated former officer Richey Anderson retired in bad standing due to the ongoing criminal and administrative investigations into the death of Donovan Lewis. However, Anderson remains eligible for his pension despite retiring in bad standing. If he is cleared in the criminal probe, his retirement status could be changed to good standing, pending approval of the Columbus police chief. Something tells me if we don't sniff around this story start to finish, if we ever give up on the scent, some things will be done behind the scenes, because that's how it goes. Anderson did not retire with a spotless record. 2004, we remind you, he was fired from the department after admitting to accepting payment for guarding a bank despite not showing up for the job. Firing was overturned, though, by a federal arbitrator in November 2004, according to his Police Internal Affairs Bureau history, including the Lewis shooting. He has had a total of 10 complaints filed against him since 1991, when he started his career with the CPD. February, Donovan Lewis's family filed a wrongful death civil lawsuit against the city of Columbus and all 5 of the white officers serving him the warrant on that night. Claim accuses Anderson specifically of battery, breach of duty, intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress, failure to render aid, and violating the young man's constitutional rights. The lawsuit further states the officers did not render medical aid to Lewis immediately after he was wounded. They note that not only have they filed a complaint with the Department of Justice arguing he violated their loved one's civil rights, but he called for his termination months ago. Well, they didn't render aid immediately because they had some other things to do. These 5 white officers were getting together and they had some other things to figure out. Ben, your turn. This young man's life was not important enough.
Yeah, this story is so sickening, and this happens all the time, and it's so like I'm so sick of it. How are more people not sick of this, right? Like, how are more people not sick of this? There's really so many people out there that are so desperate to have police officers responding to literally everything. Like, literally, I mean, seriously, was it really a life or death situation? Was it a life or death situation? Well, it was for the person who got shot, but if the police weren't involved, would it have been a life or death situation? Would it have been? Like, that's what police officers do. Police officers bring the threat of death into situations that don't have it. That is like the whole purpose that they have, like as an institution, is to bring guns to situations that didn't need it in the first place and turns every minor infraction into a deadly encounter. And it's so infuriating because the imbalance here is like it's your life and it's their job. And even then, they're not even really risking their job, are they? Because apparently you can still get a pension anyway, right? And like that's what's so sickening about this is just the extreme imbalance where like if you're marginalized, you get to just worry every day about whether or not like a police officer is gonna treat you like a human being. Meanwhile, police officers kill people regularly in the United States of America. And what consequences do they face? Their biggest fear is that they won't get a budget increase from like the city, and they won't get a special toy to play with, like a big tank or something like that. And the idea that like there's so many people in America, they're so terrified of cities that they want to keep giving police officers money is honestly just sickening.
And everything you just said, an anti-woke movement was born, and we have to support the police. And we have to stamp out these marginalized communities. What's up is down, left is right. And we're gonna keep telling the truth.